Sahana vavatu sahano bhunaktu sahaviryam karavavahai tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Pada Shankaram Lokashankaram Samastajana Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahmavitvaram Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yatkripatamaham Vande Paramanandamadhavam Paramanandamadhavam. Shri Chinmayayati Shasya Gurum Vande Tapovanam Tam Himavat Vibhutim Vai Jnana Vairagya Rupinam. Hari Om. We all love stories, isn't it? Whether we are small kids or whether we grow up. We all love stories, we all love to listen to the stories, we all love to tell the stories. True or not? Whether the stories are true or not, that is a different matter, but we all love to tell. There are some people who are very famous in telling stories only, isn't it? Here also in our campus we will find some people. They will tell stories and every time the story will be different. So what actually happened and now what that story has become, there is a lot of difference. But even though we have heard that story before, we want to hear it again. Any story I am saying, even story of our own life also. Sometimes we are so self-obsessed that we want others to tell our stories. Hey, what happened last time? Tell. So we want other people to tell, last time that happened. Why? We love stories. But when we love stories, rather than stories of some worldly things, if they are divine stories, not only it serves the purpose of entertainment, but it also becomes a learning. Story is for enjoyment, that is true. But that same story can bring out a lot of learning. And thus we listen to so many stories from Puranas, Itihasas, etc. But mainly all those stories are connected with Bhagavan, isn't it? God, some form of God. And therefore what happens is, in our mind there is some kind of distance that is maintained when we listen to those stories. Say for example, Bhagavan Sri Rama, when he did something. When we listen to the story, we like the story, but we don't feel that I will be able to do it. When we listen to Sri Krishna killing Putana or doing different, we like stories. We like that story also, we may have devotion for Bhagavan Sri Krishna also, but we do not have that feeling that, oh, this is something that I can emulate, that I can do. And many times we use them being incarnations, them being avatara as an excuse, saying that, oh, Sri Rama did, how can I do, We do that. That is where stories of great saints, Mahatmas, becomes relevant for seekers, for sadhakas like us. If you want to study Vedanta as a worldly subject, you can study it in some school, college, university, etc. You can do that. You will be able to memorize also, you will be able to by heart also, you will be able to give lectures also. But if you want to live Vedanta, if you want to practice Vedanta, then seeing the life of those who have practiced Vedanta becomes imperative, becomes necessary. Unless we do that, we will not be able to understand how this Vedanta is practiced. Vedanta is not a theoretical subject only. The practical application of it is as much important, if not more important, than the theory part. And therefore, the story, the life story of great saints becomes great inspiration for all the seekers. I remember when I wanted to join the Sandipani Vedanta course and we had interview after the form etc. shortlisted, and then interview was there. So with the Acharya, whoever is taking the course, we had interview, and Swami didn't ask me much, just few things, and then he said, do you want to ask anything? So I said, yes Swamiji, I have one question, and that question was that from now, from the date of interview till I join the course, how should I prepare? Because now that I know I am coming for the course, how should I prepare for the course? Should I study Sanskrit? Should I study some texts of Vedanta? What should I do? And Swamiji said, don't study Sanskrit, don't study Vedanta, because that will be taught in the course. What you must do is read the life stories of great saints. Read life story of Pujya Gurudev, read life story of Tapovan Maharaj, Ramana Maharshi, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. Read life stories of these great Mahatmas. And at that time, I thought Swamiji is just wanting me to remain busy. That's why he is giving me this. But when started reading and when actually joined the course, then I realized why that was important. Because Vedanta many times is very attractive subject for all of us. But to live Vedanta is not easy. To study Vedanta, I am not saying it is easy, but because we like it, we don't mind it. Attending lots of classes, now to online, now to we don't even have to go anywhere. Now online classes, Foundation Vedanta course, online only is happening. So then it becomes what? Easy for us. But to live according to that Vedanta, what principles of Vedanta we are studying, sometimes becomes difficult because we have not seen practical application of it. We have not seen somebody doing it. And that is where the life story of great Mahatmas comes to our help. So in these 4 sessions that we have in the evening during the camp, we are going to see life story of one such great Mahatma, and that is our Pujya Gurudev's Guru, Sri Swami Tapovan Maharaj. Pujya Gurudev Swami Chinmayananda studied under him Upanishads and Prakarana Granthas, etc. And the knowledge of Vedanta that Pujya Gurudev had comes from him. Therefore, we are going to see the story. Tapovan Charitam we are going to see in 2 parts. One is the life story part, which is mentioned in his own text called Ishwara Darshana, which is the autobiography, which is available in Sanskrit, English, Malayalam, in many languages. That same autobiography is available. Hindi, Marathi, Gujarati, all this, it is available. So one aspect of it is the story part, is his life story that we will see. And another thing that we will be seeing is Tapovana Stuti, composed by Pujya Guruji, Swami Tejomayananda on Sri Swami Tapovan Maharaj, okay, which is there in the book that all of you have got, Tapovan Anjali. First part is Tapovana Stuti, and then second part is Tapovana Shatkam. okay, which is a Vedantic text. So let us start the story. The story starts in 1886 on Margashirsha Shukla Ekadashi. Today is Margashirsha Shukla Shashti, 5 days away from Ekadashi. Okay. And on this day in 1886, Margashirsha is the month according to Hindu calendar, and Shukla Paksha, the bright fortnight, Ekadashi on the 11th day in Palakkad. Now it is called Palakkad. That time it was Palakkad. Palakkad is in Kerala itself, on the boundary, Tamil Nadu Kerala border. Palakkad, last district of Kerala towards Tamil Nadu. In that district, in one village, there was a boy born on that day. The boy's name was Subramanya. Okay. See, I always say there is no way we could have planned it like this. Today is Skanda Shashti. Okay. Today is the worship of Subramanya, Skanda. And all over Tamil Nadu, where Subramanya is worshipped most, all throughout Tamil Nadu today, there will be lot of festivities and so many vratas, etc. people will be doing, sadhanas they will be doing. Even in Maharashtra, Skanda Shashti is not celebrated as Skanda Shashti, but Champa Shashti, different kind of celebrations are there in Jejuri, etc. we will have. So, this boy's name was also Subramanya on same Skanda. And his parents' name was Achyutan and Balamba. So, Achyutan was the father and Balamba mother. To them, this boy was born on Margashirsha Shukla Ekadashi. This Margashirsha Shukla Ekadashi is very famous by the name Gita Jayanti. Bhagavad Gita was not born like, she is not a lady, she is not a girl to be born, but that knowledge of Bhagavad Gita was given on this day by Sri Krishna to Arjuna many years back, more than 5,500 years back maybe, but on this day. And we also know that the same day is also celebrated as Guruvayur Ekadashi also. Sri Krishna's special worship also happens on that day, which is also in Kerala. So on that very auspicious day, this boy was born. His name was Subramanya. And the family that he was born in was a very wealthy family. They were landlords and huge. Their house was like a palace. And lot of fields and everything was there around the house, and very wealthy family he was born in. But this boy didn't have much, interest in wealth. Money did not interest him much. See, some people are like that. Some people, their whole life goes behind, running behind the money. Whereas for some people, it is there, it is not there, it doesn't make much difference. Some of you might have studied Bhajagovindam also, where we have seen that there are different desires that capture human heart. Some people have got strong desire for power, some people for wealth, money, some people for opposite gender and companionship and friendship and people. Different desires capture different hearts. It's not that everybody will have same kind of desire. So whether you have money or you do not have money, whether you will have that interest for money or not, that's something very different. And this boy did not have that interest, though he had everything. So their parents and the joint family and everybody used to make him wear ornaments and wear lavish clothes, etc. And he never used to like anything. So he used to remove everything and live like a small, simple child. He used to look beautiful in that simple form as well. That is not to say, but he didn't have that kind of desire. Maybe sometimes it also happens that when you get wealth right from childhood, you don't have much value for it. That's why maybe such people are born in such wealthy family. In Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Shri Krishna will say that there are two types of yoga bhrashtas. Arjuna asks one question in 6th chapter that Bhagavan, suppose somebody is on the path of spirituality and just about to get liberated, but if the person dies, what will happen? What will happen to that person? See, it's not that he was straying from the path or going towards something else. No, he was about to get liberated, but he died. What will happen? And Bhagavan Shri Krishna says that there are two things may happen. What? First thing he says is, Shuchinam Shrimatam Gehe Yoga Bhrashta Abhijayate. That because that seeker is such an advanced seeker which is very close to liberation, but because the time ran out or because some kind of small desire might be there, in the next birth, the seeker will be born in a very wealthy family which is Shuchinam, which is very pure. Not wealthy family that is arrogant or that is selfish. No. Wealthy family which is pure family. Or, second he says, or such a seeker will be born in the family of great scholars and yogis. Yoginam athava. Bhagavan Shri Krishna continues. Okay. So we don't know who is Yoga Bhrashta, who is not a Yoga Bhrashta. We don't know whether they have reached that or not. We have no idea. But with our limited understanding, we can guess. We see Pujya Gurudev's Diksha Guru, Sri Swami Shivananda Maharaj, was born in the family of great scholars. He belongs to the family of Appaya Dikshitar. And in that everybody in their family was a great scholar. Right? And therefore we see in Shivananda Maharaj's life also, from childhood he was a brilliant child. He finished medical like this. He became doctor, and in anything that he touched, he was brilliant. He was a great writer, he was a great orator, he was a great musician, he used to sing very well, he used to play veena, he used to play sitar, so many things. He was very good in yoga. So anything that he touched, he was brilliant. Vedanta, of course, that was his main subject. So we see Swami Shivananda Maharaj being born in the illustrious scholarly family of yogis, of great, not just scholars, but great saints. And on the other side, Pujya Gurudev Swami Chinmayananda's Shiksha Guru, who is Swami Tapovan Maharaj, being born in the family which is very wealthy, but very pure. So we don't know why Bhagavan chooses to give such family to them. Maybe because that small desire which might have caused, the obstacle in liberation, that desire for wealth is gone the moment they are born, and then they have no interest in any wealth. There is one story that Tapovan Maharaj himself narrates, that in childhood when mother or grandmother, they will tell stories, Ramayana, Mahabharata stories, like all of us have heard. So when they will tell these stories to this small kid, Subramanya and his brother and all of them, he will ask questions. Why? Because see, in story what happens whenever we tell story, even if it is the villain, but we will exaggerate, isn't it? When we start telling that there was one king called Ravana, and his entire city was made up of gold. Every single house was made up of gold. Every single pillar was gold. Like this we tell, no? Sonyachi Lanka. It's not, it's a golden Lanka it was. So this Subramanya heard everything quietly and asked one question. I have one question. What? Ravana used to eat this gold? Mother didn't understand. What do you mean eat this gold? No, I am asking, this gold that he has, such abundant and everywhere, was he using it for eating or was he eating food like all of us? Food like all of us, rice. Must be South Indian, na? Sri Lanka. Tamil only land. Must be rice only he must be eating. Then he said, if he is also eating rice, then what is the use of having so much of gold? What will he do with it? At small age, you see the kind of thinking that you don't need that much. Food you are getting, that is sufficient. This becomes a very interesting factor going forward, remember. Even in seeker's life. First thing as a seeker we have to give up is this desire for wealth. And that's why they say you should stay in a place where there is bare minimum things, whether it is in forest or in the Himalayas or in the ashrams. Nowadays our ashrams are also such lavish, nice AC and everything is there. I remember in our Sandipani course, when we joined, one boy left after 6 months because there was too much of, comfortable life. He came with idea that Sandipani Vedanta course means they have to live in kutia and fetch water and cook. And when he understood that nothing like that you have to do, you have to come, attend class, listen, study, go back and study further and again come and again study. He said, what is this? He came with the kadaus, that wooden chappal, etc. And here everybody is very nice. It's not the question whether you have things or you do not have things. The question is, do you have the desire to have things? That is what as a seeker we must pay attention to. It's not whether you stay in a lavish place or in a simple place. But can you stay in both the places with the same mind? That is the question. Will our mind start, troubling us when we live in a simple place? When there is nothing to eat, when there is nothing to, cover ourselves, and when it is too cold, or when it is too hot, when there is nothing. Can we live there? If we can, if we do not have the desire that I want comfort, that is the beginning of seekers. That is where the sadhana starts. And we see in the life of this young Subramanya that from childhood he had that kind of dispassion or detachment. What is the... See, nobody is saying that money has no value or give up money. Nobody is saying that. But understand what money can do and what money cannot do. That understanding has to be there. So whatever money can do, for that much only, I should use money. I should not have longing, greed for money. I should not have. It has a role to play in my life. Guruji, Swami Tapovan says very beautifully, everything has a place. Keep that thing at its place. Don't give undue importance. If we give undue importance to money, money becomes more important than people, we are going to be in trouble. Today or tomorrow we will be in trouble. We'll give up people thinking that I will have money and then you will get money. No people. What will you do with that money? Money can't buy love. Money can't buy respect. Yes, money is there. Some people will be around you, praising you. That is only till the time you have money. Yavad vitta uparjana saktaha, tavan nija parivaro raktaha. As long as you have capacity to earn, so long only your family members also are interested in you. After that, they will not even look at you. You will be staying in one corner. So before you live your entire life, you understand what money can do, what money cannot do. And therefore, what kind of money I want or how much money I need. This kind of understanding, this young Subramanya had. And that became very important as he moved forward. Now, his schooling etc. started. He went to school to study, and in Malayalam medium first he studied till 9th standard. Then he shifted to another school in another village which was in English because he wanted to learn another language as well. In the meantime, what happened at home was his mother passed away, and father felt very sad because he has to take care of both. Subramanya had younger siblings also, so he had to take care of all of them. And when this whole thing was happening, suddenly Subramanya decided that he will leave the school and come back home. See, in those days, people could not study further because they didn't have money. I am sure many of you have this experience, your parents, your grandparents telling you these things. In our time, not everybody got a chance to study further. Metric was maximum. That also many people did not get till 7th standard. Some people studied till 3rd, 4th standard. Here is a person who has all the money that is required for the further study. And mind you, he was a very good student. Not that he didn't know or he was failing and therefore he left the job. No, he was a good student. He was getting good marks, everything going on nice. Suddenly one day he decided that he left the school, not decided. He left the school and came back home, saying that I am not going further. Now naturally, father became little worried. What is happening? I already lost my wife. Now my eldest son, who is good in his studies, suddenly has left studies in between and has come back home. But you see, when 11th standard, he was 11th standard, means 15, 16-year-old boy at that time. At that age when the boy goes, especially son, it's very difficult for father to open any topic. See, mother and son has different relationship. Isn't it? Father and son is very different relationship. Two men anyways is a very different relationship. They both don't want to show it to each other that we care. The male ego is very strong, no? So both of them, they will have, there is no discussion. Mother still will start some topic, and because mother is asking, you can't avoid also, so you will have discussion. Father will not start any topic and you are also very happy that he is not starting any topic. So for a long time he came back home, but there was no conversation. Father was feeling, what is my son doing? He had genuine worry for the son, and it was not that son was very adamant or arrogant or rude, nothing like that. But just that father and son is a little different relationship. But one day father decided that no, let me bridge the gap and find out what is happening exactly. So he went to his son and said, son, you had everything, you were doing nicely. Why did you leave? What do you want to do? Don't you want to become, some officer or study something, law or medical or whatever you want to do? Don't you want to do all that? And this young Subramanya, now teenage Subramanya, he said, my respected father, I have left my school. I have not left my studies. What was happening was, I was not liking the ambience and the way things were taught in the school, where there is so much of importance to competition and marks, and everybody is focused on that. That is what I was not liking. So I have left school. I have not left my studies. I want to study. I want to study a lot. Full day I am planning to study only. It's not that I have come back home now I will do some time pass. No. I want to study. And I have contacted some great scholars from whom I want to study. So please do not worry. I have only taken myself off from school. However, please don't expect that I will become some great officer or this or that. Don't have that kind of expectation from me. Why? Because my purpose of study is not to get a job. 15, 16-year-old boy saying like this, okay? Mind you, there was one 16-year-old boy before who had finished everything by the age of 16. Isn't it? One who is behind me. Ashtame Chaturo Veda Dwadashe Sarva Shastravid Shodashe Kritavan Bhashyam. Over. The topic was over for Shankaracharya ji. At the age of 8, he had taken sannyasa after study of Vedas. By the age of 12, he had studied all the other Shastras, philosophies, everything from his Guru. By the age of 16, he had written all the texts, commentaries on Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, Brahma Sutra, everything done. Additional 16 years he used only for prachar of this knowledge. And then there is this boy at 15, 16 age who had such clarity what he wants. He was not averse to studying, but he said that study I like doing, therefore I am doing. I am not doing for some job or anything. I don't want to get place and position. I don't want all that. And that's why he took out his name from school. See, if you want to get a job, place, etc., schooling is necessary. I often ask this question when I meet youngsters also, when they come to school, college, etc., why are you here? And everybody immediately say, we are here to study. I said, don't lie. Why? None of us go to school to study. If we go to school to study, when they give off period, what should we do? What should we do? We should go to another teacher and say, you come and teach. What if that teacher has not come? We don't want. We have come here to study. We never do anything like that. We are very happy when they are off period. Isn't it? Actually, think about it. No, we have paid the money to the school to get education. If they are not giving education, you should fight. You go to a shop, you give 50 rupees and get a soap. You ask for 25 rupees back or no? Yeah. You ask, you say this much, you give return. So how much money I have paid, that much service I should get. But the moment I get off period in school, we enjoy. Forget about school. In Vedanta Sadhak course also, when the announcement comes that because you have exam in the evening, you will not have class in the morning, you are like, yeah. Veji, 7 o'clock class is there? Oh. So 11, what? And here too you have come on your own. School you can understand, parents force you to go. No, none of us went to our mother, no, at the age of 4. Mama, send me to school. Nobody went. They forced us to go to school. All of us cried. Haven't you heard the story of how you cried when you were from your parents? You must have heard that how you cried and you never wanted to go. But we never go to school to study. We never went to college to study. Nowadays, though, everything is available on Google and Chat GPT. What is the need to go there? We started enjoying school because of friends. That is why we started going to school. Do you remember? So we used to go to enjoy with friends. And therefore, when off period is there, No, Veji, what are you saying? I was a very scholar and very sincere person. First bench. None of you will be sitting on your first bench. I can guarantee that. Why? First benchers are not fit for Vedanta, I am telling. You have to be rebellious to walk this path. It's not possible. Nothing against them. But you see, you can't do that, mugging up, etc. You would have never done that. You may come here and sit on the first bench. That is okay. That is fine. But in your school, college, I am 100%. Anybody here sat on first bench, first standard to 10th standard? Not possible. Small. You are, wait. You are still in school. College is yet to come. Wait. But none of us. Why? See, the thing is, though that study is very appealing, not everybody is meant for that. And at that age, to have clear focus on studies is very difficult. If somebody would have told us that you don't have to study, we will pass you, we would not have studied at all. I heard, some schools till 9th standard, there is no test. In many schools, I think, nowadays. So they just pass. So, when they come to 10th, big problem happens. Why? Not used to. Always they ask this question, why there are examinations? That is the only way you will study. If there are no exams, we will never study. So we study for exams. We go to school to get a certificate. Showing that certificate, we will go to college. For what? To get another certificate. From there, we will take that certificate to another place. We will get another certificate. That certificate will show, we will get job. Job for what? For money. See, think about it. How our life has been. Many of us decided to go to college because my friends are going. Has it happened to you or not? My friends were going and choosing science. Which college? Me also. Why? My friends are going. How many of us really gave a thought, what I want to do in my life, what do I want? We have done great in life, I'm not saying, but most of it has been accident. Do you agree or no? We have studied something, we did job of something else only, no connection with college. And then at the end of it, where we started our career, where we ended our career, in what field, no connection again at all. And after spending 30-35 years in one field, your real interest lied in some other field. So after you retire, now you start pursuing that field. It happens like that. There is no connection of study and life. Because life that we understand, we think is life is to get into that position and to earn money and to have this, to have that. That will be possible only when I have degree. Degree is possible when I go to school and college. So we do all these things for that. In the whole process, we completely compromise on the study and knowledge. Whereas here is a young man of 16-year-old who is saying, I don't want all these things, I want knowledge. How many of us can take that decision and can really pursue it? So this Subramanya, when he said this, on one side, the father was very proud that my son is thinking correct. Whether he has taken decision, whether that decision is right or not, that we will see in future. But thinking is not wrong. Thinking is correct. And that is why he said that I will help you with whatever you need. I will talk to those scholars, they will come here and teach whatever you want to study, you study. And thus Subramanya left the school but started studying more rigorously. He used to spend hours and hours studying. And he especially was very much interested in languages. So he had already studied Malayalam in school, English for a couple of years, and he also wanted to learn Sanskrit. So he had many scholars coming and teaching him all these languages. There are some great scholars from Kerala who came and taught him, like Shankaran Nayar ji, Krishna Shastri ji, Venkatachala Shastrigal, and so many such great scholars came and taught different subjects. Shankaran Nayar ji used to teach Kavya to get that flavor of language. Krishna Shastri ji used to teach Sahitya as well as Vyakarana, grammar part of it. Venkatachala Shastrigal used to teach philosophy, Vyakarana as well as Nyaya philosophy and all these things. So from different scholars, he started to learn, he started to study. Nowadays, this is very famous in the West, it's called homeschooling. Okay, wait 15 years, it will come here also. Generally that much time it takes, 10-15 years, it will come here also, and we will start doing homeschooling. Don't ask me whether it is good or bad. What is the approach, thinking behind it, that is what is important. What happens finally happens. But he in 1886 plus 16, no, at that time, early 19th century, he did like this. Imagine what must have been the courage of somebody to do this. Nowadays, no, these dropouts are very famous. Or they say all the great entrepreneurs and all those who have started big companies, industries, etc., all of them are dropouts from college. Have you heard this or not? Whether it is Steve Jobs or Bill Gates and all these people. So then what happens? No, people get into college to drop out, thinking that our path also will be like that. That doesn't happen like that. Rarely, not all dropouts become great. you are understand. That's why you should have gone to school properly to understand the logic. But you imagine somebody at that age doing this. Why? Not to get something, but to have that real pursuit of knowledge. That I don't want to study to get marks. I don't want to study to get a degree, or I don't want any job or power or profession, etc. I want to study, and that pursuit of knowledge will take any person deeper into that subject. And that's what happened with this Subramanya also. When he started studying Malayalam, English, Sanskrit, all these languages, he went quite deep into all these languages. Because he could actually do more than what was taught in schools. And therefore, he became master in all these three languages. Then, when that was not enough, he started studying philosophy, Indian philosophy, Western philosophy, and lives of great masters, etc. He started reading Adi Shankaracharya, Ramanuja, Sri Ramakrishna, Ramatirtha, Dayananda Saraswati, Vivekananda Saraswati. So many such great masters that were happening or that had happened. He started reading about them. Even he read about Jesus and Muhammad and all, from across all the religions. And he started getting an idea of what he wants in life, which is very difficult to get. His life, his everyday at the age of 15 or 16 used to be something like this. He used to get up early in the morning, take bath, practice meditation on Bhagavan Shiva, and then some stotras, chanting, etc. used to do. Then study some Upanishads or some text that he is learning from the scholars. And only after he has done all these things, he will have breakfast. So he had full sadhana in the morning, then have breakfast. Then again go for some japa of Shiva Panchakshari mantra or different stotra that he used to chant. To go for a walk in the woods, because his house was in such a place that there were a lot of trees and fields and a lot of forest kind of area was there around. So he used to go for hours wandering, thinking about it, doing japa, and that was one of his most favorite time, as he would say. So you see, and remaining time he used to study from these scholars. So imagine at that age itself, his life was such an ideal life that for us as seekers, we have to emulate. See, many times when we want to put discipline into our life, we get into some kind of organization, some kind of course, so that course will bring that discipline, because you have a fixed schedule, etc. When we are at home, suddenly that whole schedule goes for toss, isn't it? Many people who come for camps, they love coming for camps. Why? Because there is a schedule. Everything happens at exactly same place, same time, and same. Now the class is over, you will all go for dinner at 8 o'clock, isn't it? Only in ashram you have dinner at 8 o'clock. At home you never have dinner at the same time every day. Why? Because the freedom is given, discipline goes for a toss. Because I can have dinner at any time, I never have it at the correct time. Because I can have lunch at any time. In olden, even offices, etc., there used to be a lunch time. Isn't it? Banks, everywhere. Now only in banks lunch time is there. All other places there is no lunch time. It starts from 12, it goes until 2:30, 3 o'clock, 3:30, 4 o'clock. Anybody goes at any time and has lunch. Why? It's very difficult to put discipline to life when somebody else is not putting me into discipline. But this is something that we have to learn from great Mahatmas, that even before they became Mahatmas, they used to live a very disciplined life, which is self-disciplined. Not that anybody else is telling or anybody else is asking. They have decided that they want to follow this kind of disciplined life. It's a big thing. If we don't put discipline to our life, we will never be able to practice sadhana throughout. Only during the camp, only during the course, we will be doing that. The moment we go back home, what time you get up? Depends. There is no one answer. It depends on what? It depends on what time I sleep. Why? Because the entire lifestyle has become like that. So having this kind of self-discipline is something that we learn. And see, this is where seeing the life story of great Mahatmas helps us. When we listen to Sri Rama's stories or Sri Krishna's stories, we don't think that, okay, we will be able to do. But these Mahatma stories we will be able to do. Why? Because they were not born Mahatmas. They became great. And that kind of transformation, if it can bring in their life, it gives us hope that that can happen in my life as well. And that's why even in movies, we like to watch movies of this sort. Isn't it? One who had nothing and suddenly became great. We like that kind of story. One who was born great. What is the big deal about it? but who had nothing. And then suddenly, some whole life we have watched such kind of stories only. One wealthy person will be there. He will throw this maid and that maid's son out of his house. And then maid's son will give one look. Why? Later on he is going to become hero. This is his story. So then everybody in the village will not talk to them and will not help them. And his mother suddenly falls ill and he doesn't have money to buy even medicine. And he goes there and he asks that medicine person, give, my mother is dying. And he says, no, give me money. He says no, and then somehow somebody comes and helps and gets the medicine, goes back. By the time he comes, their mother has already died. Now he gets angry and he takes the stone, goes to kill that medicine fellow. And when he kills the medicine fellow, we all clap. Now change will happen. Yes. What nonsense. Think from the standpoint of medicine shop fellow. What wrong did he do? He is running a shop, not a charity. Anybody comes there, he has to give money to get medicine. Then he wants milk. And then he sees the milk. But he doesn't have money in the pocket. He steals the milk and starts running and cops are chasing. And he runs and runs. And while running, he becomes big. Movies, you remember? Suddenly Amitabh Bachchan, from that short fellow, he has become Amitabh Bachchan. Now what? Now, मैं आज भी फेंके हुए पैसे नहीं उठाता. Whatever. We love those stories. Why? Because those stories start where we are. And they take us to a point where we want to reach. That's why we love those stories. They always start from where we are. The life story of Mahatmas also starts where we are. Many times I have heard that whenever they start explaining these life stories, they call Mahatmas as incarnations. And Gurudev also never used to like this kind of stuff. That Shankaracharya is incarnation of Shankara. True. There is no denial to that fact. But when we study it as a story of incarnation, we will distance ourselves immediately. We will immediately do that. Distance ourselves saying that, Shankaracharya ji, where am I? That like that we will do with everyone. So we will say Tapovan Maharaj also was incarnation, Gurudev was also incarnation, everybody is incarnation. So they did because they were great, I cannot. See where they started. Gurudev's life, see where he started. He was an atheist. Many of us start in our mind, we are atheists. We may be doing things because our parents are forcing us to do, but in our mind, we are still thinking, what are we doing? Why should I do this? Why should I go to temple? These are the questions that they had asked their parents, which we also ask. So, story of these Mahatmas is starting from where we all are. See how he has started his life. No doubt there are glimpses of greatness. Of course, there will be. But see what kind of disciplined life he was living even at the age of 15 or 16. Not forced by anybody else. Not because he has admitted himself into some school or college because he is doing. No. He is living in his palatial home and following such a disciplined life. No time for, doing any kind of materially lavish things, etc. He is not interested. That is what we need to learn. Now, as this Subramanya started to, further after 15, 16, now he became a little more matured, started studying Vedanta, started studying Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, etc. His life took a further turn. What happened? That we will see tomorrow. One thing you should always learn from these TV channels and serials, etc. should always end in cliffhanger. Very important. Otherwise, people won't watch the next episode. All right. Chalo, we'll see tomorrow. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. हरि ओम.